In the starting scene, a man named Milo Stanfield, who has autism spectrum disorder, is depicted standing on a New Jersey street, watching a woman inside a nearby flower shop. While observing, he engages in intricate calculations concerning the timing of events around him. Milo notices the arrival of a passenger bus, a street artist, and a speeding bicyclist. After these observations, Milo crosses the street and cleverly positions a pen atop a mailbox adjacent to the pothole. Shortly thereafter, his orchestrated sequence of events unfolds. A taxi drives over the pothole, splashing water onto the pen and causing it to fall to the ground. This action catches the street artist's attention, prompting him to move forward to pick up the pen. At that moment, the speeding cyclist collides with the artist, causing him to crash into the mailbox and fall onto a nearby fruit stand. Chaos erupts on the street, distracting everyone, including the bus driver. Consequently, the driver fails to notice the traffic light turning red and hits the woman as she crosses the road, killing her instantly. Milo then walks away from the scene after ensuring his plan succeeded. The scene transitions to FBI Special Agent Olivia Dunham, who works in the Fringe Division of Homeland Security, focusing on paranormal activities. Olivia appears to be returning to work after a long absence due to a head injury. Upon entering the FR headquarters, she is welcomed by Charlie, a team supervisor. Meanwhile, the agency's chief, Walter Nate Bishop, discusses Olivia's return with lab assistant Philip Bro. Philip mentions that Olivia is actually a doppelganger named Olivia and voices concerns
about integrating an imposter into their team. It is revealed that the Olivia inside the office is not the real one, but an imposter brought in to replace the original. Walter Nate then discloses his reasons for
keeping Olivia in this universe and implanting the real Olivia's memories into her. He explains that Olivia is the only one capable of traveling between universes without harm. Walter Nate wants to understand how she can do this, so he insists they must make her believe she belongs here. Philip questions what will happen if her new identity doesn't hold, to which Walter Nate replies that she will no longer be necessary if that occurs. Subsequently, Charlie briefs the team on what appears to be a random bus accident, noting that this incident has happened twice in the past week, with the victim dying each time. He then advises his team to exercise caution before proceeding to the site investigation. Shortly after, the FBI team arrives at the accident location and splits up to search for any leads or clues. The investigation is spearheaded by another FBI agent, Lincoln Lee, whose face is marred by burn scars. Charlie examines the body and uses her fingerprints to gather more details, eventually discovering that the deceased woman's name is Julian Foster. Meanwhile, Olivia questions the bus driver, who is visibly shaken by the incident, mentioning that he has never hit any birds or animals before. Simultaneously, Agent Lee tests for any environmental factors but finds nothing unusual. However, he does come across the same ballpoint pen at the scene. After speaking with eyewitnesses, Olivia approaches Agent Lee and informs him that a local artist had bent down to pick up the pen, during which he collided with the bicyclist and fell into the fruit stand. Hearing this, Agent Lee speculates that the pen is the key element that triggered a chain of reactions, ultimately leading to the victim's death. The next day at Fringe headquarters, Charlie and Agent Lee are attempting to find a connection between the two recent bus accidents. Agent Lee notices the same ballpoint pen in a photo from the first accident, reinforcing his belief that someone orchestrated the events. They consult with Astrid, a mathematician from the Fringe division, and explain the situation. Astrid argues that no human could manipulate events to their advantage twice. During their discussion, another similar bus accident occurs. Leaving Astrid in disbelief, the FBI agents quickly rush to the new accident site and discover that, this time, the victims are still alive. Upon questioning bystanders, they learn that a dog unexpectedly crossed the road, causing the bus to lose control. Olivia then spots a familiar ballpoint pen rolling on the ground and realizes the chain of events is ongoing. She scans the area and notices a suspicious-looking Milo observing from an overhead bridge. Moments later, a man with earbuds steps into the street and is struck by an ambulance, confirming Olivia's suspicions. Alerting her team, Olivia races towards Milo. Seeing her approach, Milo quickly calculates another series of events and throws a bicycle off the bridge, causing a bus to veer and drive directly under the bridge. Olivia confronts him at gunpoint, demanding that he surrender. Milo then jumps off the bridge, lands on the bus's roof, and escapes. After this, Milo returns home to find his sister, Madeline, worried about him. She tells him she has been receiving numerous calls from the hospital, but he dismisses her concerns. Madeline tries to persuade him to surrender, saying he has gone too far. Milo, anticipating her words, finishes her sentences, effectively silencing her. Shortly after, Madeline shows him a small plastic horse toy, a memento from their mother. This makes Milo uncomfortable, and he walks away, stating that it is irrelevant now. Meanwhile, Agent Lee is taken to the hospital for his regular skin checkup. Before entering the burn chamber, he advises Olivia to focus on finding common links among the 3 victims. Following his advice, Olivia returns to headquarters and begins interviewing the accident witnesses. After some investigation, she discovers connections between the 3 victims and a medical center. All of them were directly or indirectly linked to it. She shares her findings with Charlie. Charlie and the 2 immediately head to the medical center. Upon arrival, Olivia notices that some patients there are using ballpoint pens due to their inability to cope with digital devices like iPads, which aggravate them. They meet with Dr. Levon, the chief doctor, who recognizes all 3 bus accident victims. Levon explains that they have been conducting experimental treatments to enhance the intelligence of mentally challenged patients. He shows them video footage of their patients, including Milo, whom Olivia identifies. When asked, Levon reveals that Milo was a patient who underwent the same intelligence-boosting drug trial. He was discharged under his sister's supervision, refusing to comply with their attempts to bring him back for reversal of the experimental process. Levon suggests that Milo is now targeting those who try to control him. After learning about Milo's sister, the FBI agents decide to visit her. Unbeknownst to them, Milo carefully monitors Olivia's every move, meticulously noting her patterns and predicting her next steps. Later, Charlie and Olivia arrive at Milo's residence, where they are greeted by Madeline. They inquire about Milo's whereabouts, but she claims ignorance. Sensing her evasiveness, the agents inform her about Milo's crimes and stress the danger of leaving him unchecked. While Charlie goes to investigate Milo's room, in the comfort of Olivia's shared memories about her late sister, she opens up about their mutual care for each other. This emotional exchange prompts Madeline to reveal more about her brother, Milo. She explains Milo's remarkable ability to foresee detailed outcomes of events, down to the smallest nuances. Madeline confides that she can disrupt Milo's focus by showing him a toy horse named Bullseye. Seeing Bullseye triggers something in him. Olivia eventually convinces Madeline to share everything she knows, emphasizing their concern for both civilians and Milo's well-being. Madeline then hands over a note disclosing the location of the hotel where Milo is currently staying. Following this, Olivia and Charlie strategize with the ASD on how to apprehend Milo. However, they soon realize that any formulated plan would likely fail because Milo can anticipate their every move. Despite this, they decide to approach the hotel directly, opting to go without backup. Meanwhile, Milo is observed in his hotel room peering through the window. Milo visualizes the unfolding scenarios of the next few minutes with his uncanny ability. He predicts that Olivia and Charlie will arrive imminently and initiate pursuit. Calculating further, he plans a deadly trap for Olivia, leading her through a marked zone in a construction site where the air is dangerously thin, intending to crush her under a load of cement bricks. As predicted, the 2 FBI agents arrive at the hotel and confront Milo on the street. He dashes towards the construction site with Olivia and Charlie in pursuit. Unaware of the warning signs for the thin air zone, Olivia races through it without pausing to don a respirator. Defying Milo's expectations, she also deftly avoids a pile of cemented bricks that he anticipated would be fatal. Shocked by the miscalculation of his carefully laid plans, Milo is ultimately apprehended by Olivia. At that critical moment, Olivia nearly succumbs to asphyxiation due to the low oxygen levels, but Charlie arrives just in time, providing her with a breathing apparatus. In the aftermath, Charlie questions Olivia about why she didn't stop to put on a respirator. Olivia explains that she hadn't recognized the warning sign amidst the chase. Later, Olivia brings Madeline to the hospital where they find Milo interacting with a supercomputer. The doctor explains that the IQ-boosting drug has been embedded in Milo's brain for too long, preventing the reversal process. Milo's intellect has advanced to a level where only machines can comprehend his thoughts. Saddened by this revelation, Madeline places the toy horse in front of her brother. That evening, Olivia is at home when she experiences a vision of Peter, her boyfriend from another universe. He insists that she doesn't belong to this universe and reminds her how her lack of familiarity with its norms saved her life earlier. According to Peter, Olivia would have perished if she had recognized the warning signs and stopped, encouraging her to reclaim her memories.